Psalm 82 reads the following. Elohim standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judges among the gods. That is, the rulers of the people are known as gods. Lowercase g. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah. Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. What's going on, everybody? My name is Scriptura and Sola Scriptura. Back with another video. Now that the verdict is out about this, the trial with Kyle Rittenhouse and whether or not he was acting in self-defense, and the judge in Kenosha, Wisconsin, has ruled that he was acting out in self-defense and he was perfectly justified and carrying the weapon that he had with him, which was legal and within the state of, within his own state, as reports have later come out, factual evidence. And all together that those 5 charges, criminal charges that were against him, have all been dropped. He is exonerated from the perceived crimes that he committed. However, even though the verdict is in as of yesterday, and this trial is settled, there still remains a verdict according to the court of public opinion. The court of public opinion will have this dark cloud over his head for many, many, many years, decades, possibly the rest of the entirety of his life, hanging over him, where he will be perceived by possibly friends and family, co-workers, future co-workers, future employers, anyone of that matter, everyone, as well as strangers on the street, just a common person who just walks Wisconsin or Minnesota or Georgia or Hawaii or any foreign country, wherever he chooses to traverse, will always look at him with a side eye and will say, "Hey, you murdered 2 people and you shot another person. You murdered them in cold blood and you were acting out in rage and this and this." That's the court of public opinion. Male, female, children, senior citizen will all have their own opinions, regardless of the factual evidence. There was another video in regards to another situation that's currently going on in this country where I presented factual evidence, but yet there were still people commenting and saying, "Oh man, you're hateful, you're this and that." Like, okay. But that's I digress. This trial really highlighted the travesty in how much the judicial system, the American judicial system, has eroded away from where it once was. I guess it was, just, but at a time, at a brief time. But however, though, is throughout the years and the decades, it's just been many, many, many men, even boys, teenagers, few women, have been held accountable, have been thrown in prison for crimes that they never committed. I remember this as a story of a North Carolina man. He's in his 70s. He was just recently exonerated from false rape allegations, false rape charges. He spent some 30 years in prison over this. The court of public opinion is always out there, which is ready to just bury somebody. And mostly in light of yesterday, Friday, was International Men's Day. I wonder how much recognition it actually got on the national stage. National Men's Day. But whatever. National Men's Day. And I say how ironic it was that the verdict came out and the trial was settled yesterday on National Men's Day. But so I was looking at statistics about how many men, this huge disparity between men and women who are currently in prison on crimes and or even, even in this wise perceived crimes or even allegations, and it's really disgusting, especially that many of those men are being thrown in there for either petty crimes, misdemeanors, or again on allegations that are not even proven. I think about Title IX in colleges, which will immediately strip a person, a male college student, of his scholarship and possibly get him expelled from school as well, based off of allegations. And this is proven because many men have went through this recently, since 2000. There's another trial. There was a case of a woman who's a YouTuber or Instagrammer, who stabbed her boyfriend in the back several times. And she was in court and just smiling, smirking, playing with her nails, stuff like that. And it's just real nonchalant, actually pretty demeaning, pretty condescending, and towards her attitude towards the courtroom itself. She was released without bail, for her crimes. And she previously, on top of that, compounded it, should have been taken into account immediately, was that she previously was she lashed out against, I think, her sister or someone, another female in the family, or a female or a friend, lashed out against her and beat her up and brandished a weapon, but that wasn't taken into account. And so this particular case, she stabbed her boyfriend in the back, and literally and figuratively. She was released, just playing with her nails. And as a result, she gained 10,000 Instagram followers. Yeah. So the scriptures, the Holy Scriptures, and I pointed out in Psalm 83, and I'll point out in a few other verses as well, passages, another prophet, is that it highlights just how the travesty of judicial system that's appointed by mankind, and because how can corrupt men lead other corrupt men? How can corrupt humanity lead other corrupt humanity, being judged by a court of moral peers, etc.? Everybody will have their biases. I point this out in Micah chapter 6. Let me begin reading with verse 9. It says, Yahuwah's voice crieth unto the city, and the man of wisdom shall see thy name. Hear ye the rod, and who hath appointed it? Are there yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable? Verse 11. Shall I count them pure with the wicked balances, and with the bag of deceitful weights? Continue, verse 13. Therefore also will I make thee sick in smiting thee, and making thee desolate because of thy sins. Thou shalt eat, but not be satisfied, and thy casting down shall be in the midst of thee, and thou shalt take hold, but shalt not deliver, and that which thou deliverest will I give up to the sword. Let's go to chapter 7, verse 2. The good man is perished out of the earth, and there is none upright among men. They all lie in wait for blood. They hunt every man his brother with a net. I immediately recall Jalen Rose on ESPN, CNN, MSNBC reporters, even the President Biden. Many spread false opinions, non-factual claims about this 17-year-old boy, now 18-year-old man. is that, yeah, he is a man, Heather. The stuff that he's just recently been through, the weeks, the year he's been through. That the previous day he was out cleaning graffiti in this area that was being burned down, being rioted, looted, being destroyed by rioters over the Jacob Blake situation. He was some say he was Caucasian with Hispanic and with Hispanic heritage. Possibly, I don't know his heritage. However, though, he was in an African American neighborhood in Kenosha, Wisconsin, or in Wisconsin, African American neighborhoods, defending those neighborhoods from the rioters, brandishing a weapon. Should he have been doing it? That's neither here nor there. I'm not going to give my opinion. But he was defending these neighborhoods in the best way he knew possible, especially because a lot of those businesses, black-owned businesses, by the way, were uninsured or underinsured and could not pay for, could not cover the damages being performed on their city, on their community. And so Kyle Rittenhouse was there, defending in the best way that he knew possible. And as a result, he was chased down by a mob of people, and he defended himself. Again, now going back to the court of public opinion, they will say what they want to say. Joy Behar, again, Jalen Rose, even LeBron James, has all said their own egregious pieces. And again, the President Biden has all said something egregious that was totally misinformation. And then I think about, Facebook and social media and such. They're making a crackdown on false information about the jab. But this false information never gets checked. Okay. So, now with all of this going, with all of this said, again, how much faith would a person like myself put in humanity put in the judicial system, the American judicial system, where innocent people are constantly being locked up, innocent men, in light of International Men's Day, innocent men. Sean Oatman, a Baylor linebacker, Justice Kavanaugh, the garbage, the crap that he went through, and with a woman who couldn't even recall bits and pieces of a night that she pieced together to make it seem like him and his friend harmed her at a house party. So many more men, again, college students, male athletes, college athletes, and just thrown under the bus. Immediately, society, Hollywood celebrities would just come down on, condemn them immediately, saying this thing and that thing, and yet it proves that, and also Nicholas Sandmann as well. And later on, the evidence comes out that those men, those media outlets and all these other places, and athletes and whomever who had their own opinion, negative opinion about that person, that they were proven false, proven wrong. Yeah, and that these media outlets will be sued the bricks off of them, like CNN was in the Nicholas Sandmann case, aftermath. But they'll never print out a retraction. Like think about Jonah Jameson, one of the Spider-Man, the first movie, I believe he had to print a retraction. We're not going to do that, and he caved and they did it. The media is not going to do that. They're not. They did it in the past. They aren't right now. They are not right now, and they will not ever in the future. They won't print a retraction and say, "Hey, we were wrong. We were wrong. Oops, my bad." But the judicial system that we can trust, Psalm 82:3. I read it. I'm going to read it again. Psalm chapter 82, verses 3. And what it is so poignant is that it says, defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and the needy. Those people were afflicted and they were needy. Kyle Rittenhouse defended him. He was publicly shamed. What about those men who, because society is just dogging out men, fathers, boys, husbands, left and right, those men who choose to just take a step back and say, no, I'm not going to do anything. But they're still going to be thrown under the bus by the court of public opinion. So what can you do? You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's like the old saying is, damned if you do, damned if you don't. So, however, though, is we can trust in Yahuwah, our Elohim, because he will not weigh, as I previously read in the book of Micah, he will not weigh our evil deeds on an unjust balance, on an unjust scale. He will say, yes, you did justly, because I've told you what to do, oh man. And you done justly. You walked uprightly with me and with your neighbors that you're supposed to love even more, with more love than you love yourself. You walked uprightly with me and with them. You done justly. Not just in their eyes, but in my eyes. We can trust in him. We can trust in him. Everyone else, the American judicial system in particular, the news media sources, like foreign president says, they are the real virus. Not so much. But we can trust in him. We can trust in the Holy Scriptures. Because even though there are unjust judges in this society, in this country, in the world, he is not unjust. He is fully just, full of mercy, love, ready to forgive those who repent of their sins, their crimes against humanity, but as in the words of R.C. Sproul, the late R.C. Sproul, those crimes of cosmic treason against the Most High. And it was this long video, but I really wanted to recap and give my thoughts about the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict and the greater scheme that it exposed the media, that how biased it is. It just leans on one side completely, 100% on one side of the story, and not saying it should be all fully on the right, but just right there in the middle, just like take a step back, just weigh opinions and evaluate, okay, this, and now my opinion is right there. I conclude with this. And again, society, the media, just fully on one side of the coin, never weighing out both sides and trying to stay in the middle. Libertarian, that is. Oh man, I had a lot to say. I had a lot to say in this video, and again, it's a long video. But leave your comments on the bottom. Let me know about your opinion about the video, and the court ruling, and society as a whole. I really fear that with everything that's going on and how divided this country is we're heading towards a mental, emotional, political civil war. Find my group on Facebook, Sola, Scriptura, the same name, and go ahead and hit that join request. I hit back with you, and hopefully within the next 24 to 48 hours about that join request. I greatly appreciate you watching the video until the end. Stay tuned for the next video. Until next time. Peace.